Hi, very glad to meet you this wonderful day. I am Professor Ramakrishna and welcome to my YouTube channel Archiversity. Through this channel, I would like to share my knowledge in accounting, finance, and other management subjects to students like you across the world. In this video lecture, I am going to explain the concept of accounting definition, in the sense how we define accounting and what are the various things that the definition contains. And understanding this definition of an accounting will help you to master the art of accounting. So why delay? We'll move to the definition of accounting. Here are the two important definitions of accounting. One is given by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, and the second one is by the American Accounting Association. More or less, these two definitions explain you the same concept but in a different words, but the core idea of accounting is defined by these two definitions very meticulously. In the sense, if you understand this definition properly and thoroughly, then throughout the accounting career you will not find any difficulty, because anytime you encounter difficulties in future time, simply by recollecting this definition, you can easily solve your day-to-day problems or errors that you encounter in creating your accounts. So first we look at the definition of American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. So this definition says that accounting is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money, transactions and events which are in part at least of a financial character and interpreting the results thereof. Similarly, the American Accounting Association definitions more or less the same thing, that is identifying, measuring, recording and communicating economic information. So here, instead of a monetary, it is said as economic information to permit informed judgments and decisions by users of information. So here we go with the Institute of Certified Public Accountants definition. This will make you understand most of your accounting definition very clearly and precisely. In accounting, the first thing that we have to pay attention towards is the financial character. So accounting records or considers those transactions or events which are of a financial character. When you're talking about a financial character, mean there should be some involvement of money or finance in certain transaction. So suppose if a business purchases a plant, there is a plant, then here it is a financial one, because to purchase a plant we have to pay money. Similarly, if a business pays wages or salaries to its employees, here also some financial character, financial nature is involved. On the other hand, suppose if the employees of an organization voluntarily takes participation in a 10K run for some social cause. So here in taking a participation in a 10K run, there is no financial nature is involved. So accounting will not record this or consider this transaction. And similarly, if employees in an organization say or donate something to the welfare, in the sense donations in terms of non-monetary, like they may spend some time there and working in a voluntary, or they donate their clothes, all those things will not come into the consideration of accounting because they are not of a financial character. And second important aspect is, in finance or in accounting, all the terms need to be in terms of money, or we can say that monetary terms. So this is another important aspect, that is in terms of money. Why? Because in terms of money is all the transactions. Why we record in accounting in terms of money is because when economic resources are there, so let us take an economic resources of an organization or a company. Let us say take for example of Air India or American Airlines. So in these cases they have various economic resources like assets, like so they have aircrafts, then they have a land in airports, then they have buildings, then they spend expenditure on a fuel or gas, they pay salaries, and likewise. So if you look at aircrafts are measured in terms of numbers, that is unit of measurement for each economic resource is different. In case of aircrafts, they are measured in terms of numbers. That is, we can say that Air India has 100 aircrafts of a Boeing 737, or American Airlines has got 150 aircrafts likewise. Then land is measured in a different, that is square acres or hectares or in terms of acres. And building, it is measured in a built up area, and built up area may be measured in terms of square feet or square meters. Then fuel and gas is measured in terms of let us say gallons, or we can say that liters. Then a salary is paid in terms of rupees, that is number of hours paid, hours worked likewise. So each and every economic resource is measured in different terms of units. Then it is going to be very difficult for us to measure all this. So in accounting, what is that we do is we convert all these different units of measurements into one unit of measurement, that is unit of measurement, that is money. In a sense, we convert all this into money. So suppose 100 aircrafts are there, 100 aircrafts, let us say this is into 1000 crores or 1000 million dollars. And if you have a land, we can convert all this land into 100 crore. So building is there, buildings are again converted into it's a value in terms of a rupees. Gallons, how much of gallons or a gas is utilized. Instead of measuring them in a gallons, we say that we spent US dollar 500,000, or you can say that you had US dollar 50,000 has been spent in gas and salaries paid. So that means the core idea of in terms of money is, as each and every asset or resource that we use are measured in a different terms of units, it is very difficult to convert them or record them. So we convert all these units in terms of a money measurement. This is another important aspect of a accounting definition. Then the third is that the transactions and events. Now accounting records both transactions and events. When you're talking about transactions and events, transactions are regular activities or regular activities performed by the business entity. Suppose there is a automobile dealer is there. So automobile dealer, what they do, they buy vehicles from the manufacturer and sell to customers. So this is one way, in the sense so this is the regular business. Continuously they buy the vehicles from the manufacturer and keeps on selling them. So this is a regular event and the transactions. Now sometimes we have events also, in the sense when we're talking about events, so these events happens occasionally. Let us say then this same particular automobile showroom wish to start a showroom in a new place. So there they'll rent a building. So in this building they rent a building and they put some infrastructure there. So this is not going to happen regularly, but occasionally this will happen. So accounting considers both of these, in the sense the transactions are recorded and events are also recorded. But you have to keep in mind that both these things, that is transactions and events, which should be of a financial character and also measured in terms of a money. These two are basic criteria for your accounting records. So any transactions and events which are of financial character and measured in terms of money, those are only recorded. So that's where the concept of a recording, classifying and summarizing comes into picture. Now when you're talking about a recording in accounting, all the financial transactions which are in terms of a money, that is transactions and events, are recorded in a chronological order. When you're saying that a chronological order, records are made on and when it happens. So suppose on January 1st we started a business, so this is recorded. Now on a January 1st, then on the same day at 11 or 10:30 we paid some expenses, so this is recorded. Then on the same January 1st at 12:30 we made a sale and received cash. So like this, all the transactions are recorded in the same warehouse when it happens. So in real time you may not be able to see this recording happening directly. Say suppose if you went to a shop and purchase a product, automatically you go to a teller or a cash counter. Then the cash counter, nowadays what they are doing is they have a barcode readers, and using this barcode reader they will scan your product, and once the product is scanned, automatically the transaction is recorded. So due to advent of information technology and latest technology and all, so now everything, the recording is happen automatically without without recording them manually. Similarly, if you are making a purchase on online, so simply in an online you have a form, that is you fill the form, then once the form is there you confirm, then you make a payment. So once this payment is done, the transaction is recorded, and all these transactions are recorded, as I said, in a chronological order. After recording, we have a classification. So in classification, what is that we do is all the different types of transactions that we recorded chronologically in our books of records, we try to classify them according to particular heads. Let us say in a given day we have a transactions for payment of transport, then received sale made and received cash, then you have a credit sales, then you may be purchasing for cash, so purchases for sales, purchase for on a basis of a credit. So likewise we keep on recording all these transactions in a chronological order. But at some point of a time, it is going to be very difficult for us to verify how much of a sale we have made, or what is the summary of a sales, or how much payments that we made and all. So in classification, what is that we do is we create separate accounts for each of these transactions. Like let us say for sales, we classify sales, and in a sales again, we'll make a separate classification for a cash sales, separate classification for a credit sales. Similarly, if you have a purchases, so we classify them as a credit purchases, and also we classify them as a cash purchases. Suppose if you are paying your let us say transportations or any other expenses, so for expenses we create a separate. In a sense, all the transactions that we recorded in our chronological order in records, so what is that we do is, to have a better understanding, we classify them into different types, so that this will become easy for us to analyze in a future time period. Then once this classification is done, then we'll move to the summarization. Now why is that we need to know a summarization is, so in a chronological order recording or in a classification, we will not know the summary statement or the total. In the sense, at a particular point of a time, let us say at the end of the month, or at the end of a year, or at the end of a quarter, you wish to know how much of a sales you have made. Neither your record nor your classification will help you to get this information. So this is going to be very critical one. That's the reason why what is that we do is, each and every classification account that we made, we summarize them according to a specific time period. Maybe we summarize at the end of the month. Sometimes we summarize records on the basis of a day also, so that this will help us. If you're summarizing it, this will help us on a particular day, what are your total sales, and in this total sales, what is your cash sales, and what about your credit sales. In the sense, you will know that on particular day you made a cash sales of rupees 1 lakh and a credit sales of rupees 5 lakhs. So this gives you a better understanding, in the sense, instead of looking at each and every record, this clearly indicates that, so on a particular day we made a 1000 or 1 lakh rupees of a cash sales and 5 lakhs of a credit sales. And similarly you can aggregate this for the month, then from month to year. So summarization helps you to know the cumulative values or the total values for a particular year. Then comes and interpreting the results thereof. So what is that we are going to do is, after recording, that is identifying the transactions which are of financial character, then measuring them in terms of money, then recording, classifying, summarizing. So we create a summary statements. So our summary statements may be in the form of a income statement, or you can say that profit and loss account or profit and loss statement, and your other statements like a balance sheet. Then you have a cash flows. Likewise, we prepare different financial statements, and these statements are supplied to the investors or the people who are interested in our information. That means this information, whatever we are summarizing here, this will be shared with the stakeholders. So when we are talking about stakeholders may be anyone, like we have owners, then you have a management, then banks and financial institutions. Like these are different stakeholders who require our information for different purposes. In my next or coming lectures, I am going to introduce you these income statements and who are our stakeholders and why they need this information and all. So this definition is precisely also explained in a American Accounting Association also. Here it says that identifying, measuring, recording and communicating economic information, that is in terms of financials, permit informed judgments, decisions by users of information. So this should be our ultimate goal. Here also it is the same, interpreting the results thereof. In both the cases, it is saying that the accounting information that we are creating should be useful to the users of accounting information and should help them to take decisions. So this is a clear explanation of accounting definition and how actually the accounting transactions or this process happens is known or understand with the help of these two definitions. Thank you very much for watching this lecture. Keep watching. In my next lecture I am going to explain you various topics like objectives, who are your users, and then what is accounting cycle, accounting process. So in this keep on following the series of videos under the head Introduction to Financial Accounting. Thank you. Have a great day.